Hi Grandview family. All right, we are at a very exciting stage of our egg hatching process. Day 6 and 7, you're really able to see growth within the egg. You're going to see an outline of the embryo developing. You are going to see veins where they're providing blood to the embryo. And in some of them, we're actually going to be able to see the outline of the embryo's eye, which is really cool. So on day 6 and 7, it's also the time to go through all of the eggs to see which ones are growing an embryo and which ones are not growing an embryo. The ones at this stage that are showing an embryo and growth inside the eggs, we're going to continue incubating. The other ones, unfortunately, are not going to be hatching chicks. So we're going to be going through every single egg and candling it to see what's going on the inside and if there's growth or not. And here I have my incubator open just for the short period of time. And as I said before, when I candle eggs, I'm going to be marking them with a marker so that I know which ones I've checked and which ones I haven't. All right, Grandview family, so this is the first egg I grabbed, and this is a really excellent example, or excellent example. All right, so here you see the veins that are providing blood flow to the embryo. And if you look down here, you can actually see the embryo moving. And that little black dot there that keeps going in and out is the chick's eyeball. How cool is that? And right down below, you're gonna see that air sac. It's a completely different color. And you're gonna see that as the chick develops inside the egg, that the air sac is going to be getting larger and larger. But you can see the embryo is moving around. This one's a mover and a shaker. And then you can see all the little blood vessels they're providing. Also, if you look over here, if we get close enough, you can actually start to see wings and the feet part that are starting to be created, because those are growing as well. Now, as the chick grows, it's going to be condensed more and more in the egg, and the more condensed it is, the harder it's going to be able to see all the fine details in the egg. But man, look at that guy move around. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty cool to see all those different pieces. Man, this guy is just a moving. All right, as we talked before, we have what's called a hatch rate, and that is the amount of chicks that will actually hatch. When we go through this process, some of them are going to be fertilized and have embryos growing, and some are not. It could be the environment around them, it could be genetics, it could be a lot of different things. This is an example of an egg that has been in the incubator for 6 to 7 days. And as you can see, it looks like the eggs that we were looking at the very, very beginning, even the eggs that we were looking at from my fridge that we bought from the grocery store. You can see there are no spider veins, no red marks, there's no really dark spots, and there's no movement inside the egg. The egg looks just like it would if you purchased it from a store. So unfortunately, this egg either was not fertilized or something just didn't move along with it. So unfortunately, this egg is not in the process of housing an embryo and will not be producing a chick. bill's getting closer to the shell and then farther from the shell. I wonder if he's looking at us, thinking why we're looking at him. Probably not. There's another view. All right, so we just completed the candling process for our chick eggs that are 6 to 7 days along from the incubation process to see how many of them are housing live embryos. We did lose some, we're just part of the process, but we do have 42 eggs that currently have embryos that are growing in them. Now, that does not mean that we're going to be hatching 42 chicks. There are still some things that can happen through the growing process, either genetics, diseases, or other things that can inhibit the embryo from continued growth or a chick from hatching and being a happy, healthy chick. So we're going to cross our fingers that we're going to get as many happy, healthy chicks out of this as we can, but know that along the process we might have to say goodbye to a couple more eggs. But I think 42 is a pretty good number.